Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me in this Simply Stocks. And today, in this session or in this video, I'm going to talk about KPI Green in detail as to how is the company, how are the financials, and whether one should get into it from a long term point of view or not, what lies ahead for the company. And we'll discuss about all those things plus the technicals. So, let's get started. So first of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation and I am not a member of NSE and BSC and that I am not an official portfolio advisor. These all will be my personal opinion and any buying, selling decision you take is purely on your discretion. So basically whatever I provide, I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about, and this is purely for educational purposes. I want to outline this that I'm not a member of NSE and BSC and that there is no way that I'll be responsible for any trades that you'll be taking. Whatever trades that you'll be taking or investment decisions you take, kindly do that with a portfolio advisor and an official, you can say, investment advisor in place, and you talk to him and then take a call, because any, you can say, whatever investment you do in the stock market is relevant to the market risk and subject to market risk, and you could end up losing money in here also and losing money big time as well. So kindly take that on note before we start this session in earnest. So let's just discuss about KPI Green as a whole. Incorporated in 2008, KPI Green Energy is in the business of solar power generation, and they have basically what is been given here and in their documents and websites is that mainly three businesses: independent power producer that they add through solar power, captive power producer, the CPP segment, and the industrial plot sale that they do keep on doing, or the amount of real estate that they own. And plus now they have gone into hybrid power projects as well, which they have which they are currently taking care of. In FY22, the company bagged an order for executing solar power projects for around 27 megawatts from Novao Group, and company also commenced its operations towards setting up of a 26 megawatt hybrid power project, 16 megawatt wind plus 10 megawatt solar panel project. And what they do is they provide power to the customers, directly to the customers, and thereby cutting down their cost, and the cost for that power that they provide is at a discount to the discoms at around 70 paisa to 1 rupee, nearly that is the discount, and that's where they're making the money, and that's where customers are also making a big amount of money. Now, how has been the revenue breakup? So basically, the revenue breakup is in the manner that IPP segment contributes to 13% of their revenue, and CPP segment contributes around 85-86% of the revenue. 1% comes from their land sale or land and whatever interest and other costs that they or interest revenue that they end up getting. So that's overall is the kind of business that the company is doing. Company has a target of reaching, and this is very interesting. Company has a target of reaching 1,000 megawatt by 2025. That is a pretty, you can say, ambitious target, and if that is met, because the company is looking to reach 300 megawatt by this year, probably by March they will be there, and from 300 to 1,000 is 3x growth that they are looking at over the next 2 years, and this is what has made the stock go from 150 160 all the way to 950 960. And after splits, it is currently trading at, you can say before split you would say 880, currently at 440, so that's around 880. So at highs not fallen a lot, so that's why the stock is trading at such high valuations, because people believe that if they end up doing 1,000 megawatt, they're going to have the revenue also something like 3x from here. So annuity based income through own IPP, and you can say cumulative portfolio target of 250 megawatt by 2025. And when you have the annuity based income, then you'll get probably yearly income, a very good income of 20-30 crores that would come in straight away. So that is where really the moat lies with the company in terms of how the revenue breakup or revenue picture would be for the next 2 3 years. So the stock currently is trading at 441 rupees. The market cap of the company is around 1600 crores. The current price is around 440, and the stock is trading at a PE of 19 to 20, so 19 to 20, which is not very expensive but not very cheap either. I'll explain as to why that is the case. The ROE of the company is pretty good at 33%. ROCE of 20% is pretty decent. Now, if we look at I will look at the charts in the technical analysis, but if you look at the quarterly results, you'll be able to understand as to how the numbers have grown sharply over the last few quarters or year on year. First, look at the December quarter numbers. So 140 crores of sales came in versus you can say 58 crores of sales. That's a huge jump of 2.5x, 2.3x over the last year. And you had profitability going to operating profit at 47 crores versus 28 crores, which is again a jump of 1.5x or so. Margins did decline year on year to 34% from 49%, but what the management believes is that the margin will remain in this range, which means that we are set for 33 34% margin even going forward. And if the sales keep on improving like 2.5x, then we'll have decent growth over the next couple of years. Not much of an interest cost in there, although it is a high gestation period, a high capex business. Still, interest cost is not that huge. And eventually they had profits of 28 crores versus you can say around 13 crores. So it was profits of 13 crores, so it was a 2x growth in terms of profitability and EPS, and which triggered an up move before the results, and there was a big up move that took place in the stock. If you look at the yearly numbers, now this is where things lie, and this is where things really get very interesting. So from 2021, when they did 102 crores, they ended up doing in 2022 something like 220 crores. That's a more than 100% jump. And in you can say 23, we are expecting that KPI Green could do around 600 crores. So around 550 to 600 crores. That is a huge jump, 2.5x jump in sales numbers. And in terms of profitability and EPS also, the company is going to come up with, I think, 24 25 rupees of EPS versus 12.5 rupees of EPS that they did last year. So again, doubling of profit that will happen this time around. And the stock has done exceedingly well over the last 1 year. So this is where things lie at the moment. Projected, I feel in the next 2 years, if this growth continues, we could see the EPS grow to as much as you can say 100 rupees or so. That could be a possibility if the growth continues. 100 rupees of EPS with the current price of you can say, or 90 rupees, at least we expect 90 rupees of EPS with the current price of 440. It looks pretty good, because then the stock will be trading at only 4 and a half times, or 4.5 in terms of the PE basis, if we take 25 rupees of EPS currently. So that is my call. I think 50 rupees of EPS next year, and then 90 a year after. But that will only happen if the sales growth continue to be in the manner that it is happening now. The point where I was saying that the stock is not very cheap, although it looks like that from a 2 year basis cheap, is that if you look at the PE, the current PE of the stock is around 20. Now, if you look at the historical, even the historical, you can say PE for the power companies or companies in this renewable sector, they have PE ranging between 12 13 to maximum 22 24. So at 20 times, it's not that it's extremely undervalued. Yes, it's reasonably priced at the moment, and this is the reason why the stock from September, when it was around 470, is still below those levels, although the numbers have improved significantly. Another reason for the stock price not moving that much, with even profits doubling, etc., is when you look at the 1 year, when you look at the 3 year chart, and especially in the last 1 year or so, say from January onwards, if you look at from here, from around 200 rupees or 160 rupees, the stock has gone up to around 500 rupees. It's already 3x in the last year or so. So that is why some consolidation is taking place. But if you are looking for a 2-year investment, uh, if they do 90 rupees of EPS, yes, the stock is set to do a lot of good things, but I don't know where the stock would end up trading at. Stock may double from here in the next couple of years, but there are many other stocks that could do the same thing because of the kind of mid cap, small cap fall that has taken place. If you look at on the PE basis, now this is what I wanted to explain to you. Over the last 3 years or so, the PE has gone up sharply in 2022-21 in that mad rush to around 49, and it declined to as low as 14. And this is exactly what I was saying, that the PE for the company remains around 19, and it is around 19, so it is on an average right there. So probably at this point of time we could say that the stock could on a short term basis move up 20-30%, but then selling may happen. The only way this stock could rise from here on in, if the growth, the kind of growth that the company is doing, which is in my opinion unsustainable, but still they are doing 2.5x growth on profitability, 2 to 2.5x. If that continues, yes, the stock will get re-rated. But there is a major issue with the company, and that is what I want to highlight now. Most would understand is the pledging thing. So I am at the Money Control website. Now, promoters had pledged in December 21 some 65% of their holding. It has reduced to around under 50% at the moment. And the fact that the promoters are buying from the open market continuously is also a big positive. But this gives me sleepless nights. Anybody or any company having such high pledging, if there is pledging of 5%, 10%, even Infosys and some other companies, large companies, Asian Paints, etc., do have pledging. But if you have 50% of your stocks pledged, then it is a very dicey situation, because if anything go wrong, either the government changes, things change, we have that the interest rates are going up, and if there is any kind of business environment change that takes place, then this is a recipe for disaster for these companies. And we have seen that happen with one large conglomerate just recently. And what has happened, although they were not pledging but high, you can say they were in high debt. So there is not much of a debt here, but pledging is huge, and that is a downer for me, and that is a huge red flag. If the pledging goes down to 20%, 15%, then of course I'll look at it. But this is a big downer, and probably this is something that you need to be wary of at the moment. But yes, overall numbers and everything look very good. Now coming to the technical part of things, if somebody wants to buy, where should they buy? I don't think they should be looking to buy now. If you look at a 6 months chart for KPI Green, you see here that on September 8th, it made a high of 480 or so. I remember it made a high of nearly 480, 485, and then it kept on moving there. So if you look at here, 460, 465, then again going to 480 odd, then again going to 480 odd for the third time, then eventually crossing that to 500 odd, and then coming back. So this is like a double top, triple top, whatever you call it, but this is the kind of resistance that the stock is having between 460 to 500. So if I were you, I would look to either buy at supports, which is closer to 420, 425, if I get a chance, because I don't see the stock going below 400, so around 425, or I would look to buy above 510, 520 on a breakout above 520. So that is technically, in my opinion, you can buy above 520 or closer to 425, 420. Currently the price is around 440, but be wary of the other aspects. As I mentioned about the company, it is only a 1600 crore market cap company. It's a small cap company, so be extremely careful in order to buy the stock. So this was a video on, you can say, KPI Green. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my video straight away when I post it. And kindly support me on Patreon. Once you become a member on Patreon, be a member, a $10 member, and if you pay $100 upfront, you get a 1-year membership. You can have short-term, long-term calls. You can ask me queries on stocks and portfolio as well. You can discuss with me if you email me, and we can work things out with a fee. You can be a member on WhatsApp or YouTube by clicking on the join button on WhatsApp. You can get a yearly membership.